There's a lot to talk about, and I've been re-recording this so long, but I want my points to come across the way it should come across. Do girls like wrestling? Let's dissect what wrestling is. Professional wrestling is a performative, scripted sport. It involves certain storylines of a love triangle. It involves storylines that involve betrayal from a certain best friend, a group, a family member. That really sounds like a soap opera that I used to watch in the middle of the day. And soap operas are mostly catered to women. Why wouldn't women like professional wrestling? The reasons why you like professional wrestling is the reason why we like professional wrestling. And I get told on a daily basis, well, you're just doing this for attention. Do you not realize the demographic that we are catering to? We are catering to wrestling fans, the most egotistical, annoying little know-it-alls. I must be a masochist if I'm doing this for attention, because do I really want to be mansplained every single time I have a certain opinion and I get told, well, you know why they're doing this, right? Or better yet, do you think I really want to be live and being told, you know what? I don't know if it's just me, but I'm calling this right now, and it's the most obvious, simplistic prediction that a 5-year-old can predict, and then when it happens, being told I told you, as if it was such an unoriginal thought that I couldn't think of it in this little pea-sized mind of mine. If you can't tell, there's so much I can say about this topic. If you are a part of my streams, you hear most of it on a daily basis, because there are certain ways that you can enjoy professional wrestling. And I'm not saying it's a gender specific way of enjoying professional wrestling, but if you are a girl and you don't have any hot takes, you're immediately considered a fake wrestling fan. If you can't just go ahead and give your top 5 in-ring technical wrestlers of all time, you're a fake fan. If I can't tell you the 1999 Royal Rumble winner, you're a fake fan. There's different ways that people enjoy professional wrestling. I'm the kind of professional wrestling fan, and I watch multiple promotions. I don't just watch WWE. If you just watch WWE, that's 100% okay. Don't let anybody gatekeep you into thinking just because you only watch WWE does not mean you're a true wrestling fan. There's this term, well, real wrestling fans would know, or true wrestling. Just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy, how they want to enjoy it. For years, I would just watch the YouTube highlights of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown because, well, I was in school and I was working a full-time job. And that's really the only time that I had allotted to watching wrestling, which is watching the highlights. Did that make me any less of a professional wrestling fan? No. Also, we are really sitting here for 3 hours on Mondays just because us women are doing it for attention and we have to talk to wrestling fans. The majority of you guys are okay, but the minority of toxic wrestling fans, well, I don't even know. I think it's the opposite way. I think the minority of you guys are wonderful people, and we are doing a great job with being vocal about not gatekeeping, not being tribalistic within the sphere of wrestling, because a lot of us grew up not being the most popular. I know I didn't. I was into math. I was a gamer. I liked Lord of the Rings way too much, and I would watch it every single day and I would recite it back. I was also a wrestling fan. I was a closeted wrestling fan my adult life because no one watched it. I knew 1 or 2 coworkers who actually watched it, where we can actually have a discussion about wrestling. But we are so outcasted by society that within our sphere of wrestling fans, we are still being outcasted by other wrestling fans, which I think is ridiculous. We also get told that we're just watching wrestling because of the hot men. Yes, there's hot men, but don't you think that we could just tune in into a rom-com, or just go on YouTube and search up hot men, or just go on Instagram and search up hot men? We really aren't going to dedicate and invest 3 to 4 hours watching a PLE just because of hot men. We can say the same thing about you guys. Are you guys just watching wrestling because of the women? I am a streamer. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know the amount of gyats and look at that recoil I have to read every single stream? I understand there are a lot of beautiful women. NXT, you know, I don't really stream NXT, but when I do, I also kind of like divulge myself in that kind of conversation. That roster is really stacked. So not only do we watch wrestling because of the hot men and we're fake fans and we're just doing it for attention, the attention also craves objectification. So not only have I been told that I'm beautiful, they want to sniff my toenails, and they tell me in details what they want to do with me if I've ever been locked in a room with them. Not to mention the unwarranted advances in pictures. I've also been told I'm fat, I'm ugly, I sound stupid, and I look like I have Down syndrome. Yes, I am totally doing this for attention. Me and all of the other women are totally doing this for attention, especially when you guys want to know about our personal life. Are you single? Why don't you talk about your boyfriend? Why are you hiding your boyfriend? If you're married, how come you don't talk about your husband? How come you don't show your husband? None of this is being told to our male peers. This is really the kind of attention that every girl wants. There's no set sort of uniform to be a wrestling fan. And I think we've gotten lost within, like, who's your top five? Who are your top five matches? Who's on your Mount Rushmore? I think we get lost within those conversations because a lot of people use that as a tool to gauge you as a wrestling fan. And I'm someone who necessarily doesn't really like to categorize a lot of people because a lot of people mean so many different things to me. I like a lot of wrestlers because of their mic skills. I like a lot of people because of their character work. Before Cody Rhodes became the American Nightmare, he was Dashing Cody Rhodes. He was the face mask of Cody Rhodes. He was Stardust. And he was one of my favorites because he just 100% delivered. It's the same thing with matches. Sometimes I'm at a live event and I like a certain match because this is the match that I was like super hyped for, and I was on my feet and I was cheering and I was chanting. Sometimes because it's just a really good match. Sometimes they're historic matches like Bayley versus Sasha Banks, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Sometimes there's a historic match like Bianca versus Sasha Banks, WrestleMania, main eventing WrestleMania, two black women. There's a lot of reasons why you like certain matches, or some matches mean more to you than the other. I think within this space, we get so lost with, I know more than you, therefore I'm more of a wrestling fan than you are. But in reality, we just like the same thing in a different way. You shouldn't think of someone as less than because they're enjoying it in a different way. And it's the same thing with hot takes. A lot of people do hot takes for the sake of rage baiting or not shitting at a certain individual when they botch a lot. I'm an idiot on the internet sitting my ass down, not breaking a sweat unless it's 150 degrees like it was 2 weeks ago. I'm not in the grind. I'm not running the ropes. I'm not doing commentary. I'm not doing announcing. I'm not in the actual business itself for me to actually tell people who have worked years, who are actually in the business, to tell them that they're doing something wrong. Professional wrestling is a fixed sport and it is meant to be enjoyed. Respect other people's opinions, respect the industry, and don't be a dill hole. Until next time.